This is Part 2 Episode 118. Mo Yang was startled. I don't have any grudge against the Da Lu sword sect. If it wasn't for you repeatedly forcing me, I wouldn't have attacked. Send out a message to the 12 swords. I don't want to make you guys my enemies in the demon spirit land. As Wang Lin spoke, he threw the sword in his hand at Mo Yang. He then walked past Mo Yang and continued toward his room. His figure leaving caused Mo Yang to be completely startled. Just now he was forced into a situation where he was about to use his life-saving treasure, but what Wang Lin said just now made him feel disbelief. He took a deep breath, picked up the giant sword, and after checking it with his divine sense to make sure nothing was wrong, he looked at Wang Lin, who was walking away with bewilderment. I'll definitely relay your message. Mo Yang moved and quickly flew away from the Mo mansion. His speed slowed down 10,000 feet from the Mo mansion, but his divine sense was still on guard. After a while, when he saw that Wang Lin still hadn't attacked him, it seemed like Wang Lin was really going to let him go. Wang Lin, I'll definitely pay you back 100-fold for the disgrace I suffered today. Although your spell is powerful, next time I'll be back with several of my senior apprentice brothers to attack at once. I want to see if you can still be so calm. HMPH, if it wasn't for Senior Greed going to the Fire Demon country, he would have only needed one move to kill you. Mo Yang's eyes revealed a hint of killing intent, then he coldly looked at the Mo mansion before quickly leaving. He flew extremely fast. The farther he was away from the Mo mansion, the more relaxed he became. He recalled the battle earlier and couldn't help but feel fear. This Wang Lin is extremely strong. However, if I use the sword energy Master gave me, he won't be able to resist. Mo Yang revealed a cold smile. However, just at this moment, strands of grey gas silently came out from the big sword on his back. They were like snakes and were aimed directly at Mo Yang's head. A powerful sense of crisis enveloped his body, but the strands of grey gas drilled into his skull at lightning speed before he could do anything. The grey gas's speed was too quick, and it was too close. At almost the moment Mo Yang noticed the danger, he let out a miserable scream. His body began to fall from the sky and his body began to wither. His body quickly withered and his miserable screams echoed in the sky. His origin soul wasn't able to escape at all. The moment the grey gas entered his body, it formed a seal that cut off his origin soul from his body. At the same time, the grey gas quickly absorbed his flesh, blood, and celestial spiritual energy, making its seal even stronger. At the moment he landed, Mo Yang's eyes opened and he turned into a mummy. The last thought in his mind was about the giant sword. He had already checked it. How could there have been grey gas hidden within it? The space distorted before his body, and Wang Lin walked out. He pointed at several points on Mo Yang's body before grabbing the body, taking a step, and disappearing. Wang Lin appeared from the void in his residence in the Mo mansion. He released his right hand and Mo Yang's body landed on the ground. Wang Lin's eyes were serious as he slapped his bag of holding, then the restriction flag flew out, turned into black mist, and surrounded the room. Countless restrictions flashed within the black mist. After doing all of this, he took a deep breath, and sat down in the lotus position. He cultivated for a bit before suddenly opening his eyes, and his gaze fell on Mo Yang's body. After carefully examining the body, his gaze fell on Mo Yang's brow. He revealed an uncertain expression. It was impossible to tell what he was thinking. After pondering for a bit, his hand formed a seal and he began to chant. Soon, a ghostly fire appeared in his hand. His hand continued to change, creating many after-images. Then he pointed at the body and softly said, "Refine." The ghostly flame floated toward Mo Yang's body, and immediately spread out to surround the corpse. There was a series of cracking and popping sounds as Mo Yang's body melted at a visible rate. His body was already a mummy, because his essence had already been sucked dry by the grey gas. Now that it was burning, a strange smell filled the room. However, Wang Lin had no time to pay attention to that as he stared intently at the body. During the battle earlier, when Mo Yang touched his brow, it made Wang Lin feel like a strong crisis was coming. He almost never felt this kind of crisis, after he had successfully mastered the slaughter energy. Even a mid-stage ascendant cultivator couldn't produce such an aura without even appearing. That thing had pierced through more than 3,000 layers of life seals and directly caused his origin soul to shake. This gave Wang Lin the feeling that he was in a life and death situation. He was extremely shocked, and that was why he decided to retreat for the moment, to ease the tension. He was also sure that unless he forced this man into a corner, Mo Yang definitely wouldn't have used it. Mo Yang's body gradually melted, revealing his origin soul. His origin soul was surrounded by layers of grey gas that would occasionally give off a demonic glow. Mo Yang's origin soul's eyes were tightly shut, and it remained motionless inside the ghostly flame. Wang Lin's eyes were like lightning as they began to carefully examine the origin soul. His eyes suddenly narrowed on Mo Yang's forehead. On it, there was a very faint, blue line that seemed to be flashing. If one looked at it closely, this thin line was clearly a sword that had been shrunken down countless times. At the moment he saw the blue line, Wang Lin's body trembled, and the feeling of directly confronting Sword Saint Ling Qianhu filled his body. Ling Qianhu. Wang Lin took a deep breath, and his eyes became very serious. Back then, outside the gate, Ling Qianhu gave out rays of sword energy, and called them the life-saving treasures for the 12 of them. This blue line is that sword energy. No wonder it can make me feel like I'm in a life and death situation, and directly pierced through my life seals. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and revealed a decisive expression. Since I saw this ray of sword energy, it will be mine. He closed his eyes and placed his arm on his knees. A ray of light appeared above his head as his origin soul left his body. Then life seals surrounded his origin soul like layers of armor. Wang Lin's origin soul left his body and looked at Mo Yang's origin soul. He pondered a bit before spitting out some origin flame that fused into the ghostly flame. The ghostly flame suddenly began to burn even stronger. Wang Lin continued to spit out origin flames. Mo Yang's origin soul revealed a painful expression. He wanted to struggle, but the life seal around his origin soul had him on complete lockdown. Wang Lin's origin soul revealed a careful expression, as he controlled the ghostly flame to avoid the sword energy, while slowly eating away at Mo Yang's origin soul. Mo Yang's origin soul was slowly being refined. This process lasted several days. Even with Wang Lin's mental strength, having to concentrate for so long caused his origin soul to dim and his face to show a tired expression. But his eyes became brighter and brighter. On this day, Mo Yang's origin soul finally collapsed into countless specks of blue light, after being refined for so long. The blue, thin line calmly floated among the blue specks. Wang Lin's origin soul sucked, and the shattered pieces of Mo Yang's origin soul were devoured by Wang Lin to recover all the energy he had used. After all that was done, Wang Lin looked at the motionless blue line with hesitation in his eyes. After pondering for a long time, Wang Lin clenched his teeth. He no longer hesitated and devoured the thin line. At this moment, his origin soul trembled violently and began to lose connection to his body. Wang Lin was already prepared for this, which was why his body wasn't far away. He struggled to move, and right before the connection disappeared, he entered his body. Wang Lin quietly sat there for 3 days. On the evening of the 3rd day, Wang Lin opened his eyes. Although his gaze was calm, there was also a hint of a dazzling light in his eyes. When Wang Lin opened his eyes, a sword-shaped shadow flashed across his vision. Mo Lihai was sitting outside of Wang Lin's room. He had been sitting there for 3 days. His face was extremely pale without a trace of blood. During these 3 days, he wanted to enter Wang Lin's room many times, but every time he saw the black mist and the countless restrictions inside, he couldn't help but stop. With the date of the Demon General competition slowly approaching, he became even more anxious, but he knew that Wang Lin had placed restrictions, because he was at a critical moment in his cultivation, and didn't want others to disturb him. While weighing the pros and cons, Mo Lihai sat outside the room and silently waited. Tomorrow was the day of the Demon General competition, and it was going to be a grim struggle. Mo Lihai's anxiety had reached its peak. If Wang Lin still won't come out today, then he will completely lose his qualification to compete tomorrow. He hesitated for a bit before clenching his teeth, standing up, and stepping toward Wang Lin's room. Mo Lihai sent out his voice. "Brother Wang." Just at this moment, the black mist surrounding the room began to move as if there was a hole somewhere. A vortex formed, and all of the black mist was dragged toward that hole. In almost an instant, the black mist disappeared without a trace. Mo Lihai revealed a joyous expression as he stopped outside the room and stared at the inside. The door was pushed open, and Wang Lin slowly walked out. At the moment he appeared, Mo Lihai involuntarily took a few steps back, and his eyes were filled with shock. Right now the current Wang Lin was once more different from before. At the moment he saw Wang Lin, he had the feeling that he was standing below a mountain that reached the heavens. Although Wang Lin wasn't tall, he currently had the air of a grandmaster, and this feeling filled Mo Lihai's mind. "You're injured." Wang Lin closed his eyes and all the aura he released quickly withdrew back inside his body without any of it leaking. Right now there were no fluctuations around his body, it was as if he was immortal. Mo Lihai's feelings changed once more. If Wang Lin was like an immeasurably tall mountain before, now he was like a very deep pool. Although it didn't look very deep, if he were to enter, he would die without a proper burial. Mo Lihai took a deep breath and said, "I lost the battle against Mo Fei." Wang Lin nodded and walked out of the room. He looked up at the sky, and after pondering a bit, he asked, "How long was I in closed-door cultivation for?" "Tomorrow is the Demon General competition," Mo Lihai said. After pondering a bit, he added, "Mo Fei is very strong. He was able to withstand my 10 collapse fist intent, and my 100-wave demon sea was reflected back at me with a rotating disc spell. It was that spell that made me lose." Wang Lin looked at Mo Lihai. "Rotating disc spell." Mo Lihai recalled the battle from few days ago and said, "Mo Fei is considered number 1 among the demon generals, and his spells are very mysterious. After he became a demon general and cultivated for 3 years at the Dragon Lake, no one has been able to force him to use a second spell besides the rotating disc. This rotating disc spell has the power to reflect all spells. It is very powerful." Wang Lin's expression was neutral as he said, "Aside from the 10 collapse fist intent and 100-wave demon sea, I don't believe that bother mode doesn't have an ace." Mo Lihai looked at Wang Lin and honestly said, "I did use it. It's the spell the Demon Emperor personally taught me called Burning Demon. I used it and was able to break through 17 layers of the 18 layers of the rotating disc, before ultimately being defeated. Brother Wang, I had an agreement with Mo Fei. The loser will give up on the Demon General competition. Whether I can get the position of Vice Commander-in-Chief will all depend on Brother Wang." Mo Lihai's heart felt bitter, as he took 2 steps back and bowed deeply toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin calmly said, "I'll do my best." Mo Lihai took a deep breath and clasped his hands. "Many thanks, Brother Wang. I won't disturb you any longer. Tomorrow we will go to the Imperial Palace together." With that, he clasped his hands once more and left. His figure contained a hint of bleakness. Wang Lin silently stood inside the courtyard and closed his eyes. He stood there for the entire night. Early in the morning, the sun rose and banished the darkness over Sky Demon City. As the sun shined on the Imperial Palace, powerful battle intent appeared in all 8 cities. Inside the Imperial City in the 10,000-foot square, there was a giant war drum. This drum was completely black, and it gave off an ancient aura that surrounded the area. Teams of black-armored demon soldiers stepped out and surrounded the square, then one person suddenly charged out as fast as lightning. His pale hair flowed in the air like a god of war, and his fist landed on the war drum. Dong! A muffled sound echoed from the Imperial City and spread across the entire Sky Demon City. The people of Sky Demon City all knew that there was a Sky Demon drum in the Imperial City. It was only used when worshipping the ancestor, opening the Dragon Lake, and other important events. 9 times for the Dragon Lake, 6 for ancestors, and 3 for everything else. The sound of the drum echoed between heaven and earth, and the entire Sky Demon City trembled. Countless people were awakened by the sound of this drum. One by one, the demon generals led their attendants and helpers on the military road toward the Imperial City. All 8 gates of the imperial city opened up. Many demon soldiers were positioned at the gates to check the identities of the demon generals before letting them in. Today's battle was going to be at the 10,000-foot square near the Sky Demon Gate. There was a powerful formation protecting it, so it wouldn't be easily destroyed. On the eastern part of the square was a 9-story seating section that was more than 1,000 feet wide. Countless officials of Sky Demon City appeared and sat down in their seats. There was only one seat at the top, and that was for the Demon Emperor. In the south and north ends of the square, there were 8-story seating sections, more than 800 feet wide. The top 2 floors of each only had 4 seats per floor. Of those 16 seats, the top 8 were for the Commander-in-Chiefs, and the bottom 4 were for the Vice-Commander-in-Chiefs. At this moment, the entire square was extremely lively. People continued to be seated before the Demon Emperor arrived, and more people were showing up. Among those people, some were yawning. It was clear that they would normally still be in bed at this time. It didn't take long before all the seats were filled except for the emperors, commander-in-chiefs, and vice-commander-in-chiefs. Sounds of whispering and talk began. This time Demon General Mo Fei will definitely be ranked number 1, there will be no suspense. Not so, Demon General Shi Xiao has heavenly cultivation. He also found an amazing helper, so Demon General Shi Xiao has the ability to fight for number 1. You can't underestimate Demon General Mo Lehai. That person's cultivation is shocking and he has powerful spells. Let's not forget the spell personally taught to him by the Demon Emperor. He has the qualification to enter the top 3. Mo Lehai. You guys may not know, but he had a battle with Mo Fei and lost. The 2 sides agreed that the loser can't enter the competition today. Oh? Is that true? If that is true, then it is a pity for Mo Lehai. Not necessarily so. Although Mo Lehai can't compete, that doesn't mean his helper can't. However, his helper isn't well known, so I'm afraid there is no chance for him to win. Could it be beside those 3, there isn't anyone else who's powerful among the demon generals? Rumor has it that Demon General Yu Sen's Tao of Slaughter has already reached its peak. He is the only person among the demon generals not holding a city and spending most of his time in the Fire Demon country. If he appears, he will definitely cause a storm. That is definitely so. There is also Demon General Mo Wen. His spell is very special, and he inherited it from the Dragon Lake. That person is usually very low-key, so no one knows his full strength. Today I hope to see just what his spells are like. Everyone, don't forget the ranked 4 demon general from 300 years ago, the immortal demon Xie Lian. Xie Lan. The only female among the demon generals. Rumor has it that this person entered the competition 300 years ago with injuries and still won 4th. If she wasn't hurt, then Mo Fei might not have gotten 1st place. Waves of debate echoed across the square. Everyone was guessing who would win the demon general competition this time. After the old man hit the drum for the first time, he closed his eyes and just quietly stood there. At this moment, he opened his eyes, and he moved so fast that he created an afterimage before he hit the drum. Dong. The second sound from the drum echoed across the square, causing all of the talking to stop. The sound of the drum spread across the entire Sky Demon City. This sound echoed across the sky like roaring thunder, and completely drove away the last bit of darkness in the air and ushered in the bright sunlight. As the drum echoed across the sky and the thunderous roar spread, 8 rays of light charged toward the square. They didn't use the gate, but flew directly here. Only Commander-in-Chiefs had this qualification. Heaven, Xian, Yellow, Universe, Eternity, and Desolate. The 6 Vice-Commander-in-Chiefs landed from the sky and took their seats on the second highest floors on the north and south seating sections. The Xian Vice-Commander-in-Chief's face was extremely pale. The moment he sat down, he closed his eyes to cultivate and ignored everything around him. After the 6 of them landed, a thunderous roar even louder than the Sky Demon drum echoed across the entire Sky Demon city. The 8 Commander-in-Chiefs walked toward the square in the sky. Among the 8, there were 7 males and 1 female. The 8 of them clasped their hands at each other before going to their respective seats without saying a word. The appearance of the 8 caught the attention of everyone here, and everyone's eyes were filled with admiration. The respect they had for these 8 people was just below what they had for the Demon Emperor. Even in the entire Demon Spirit Land, their names were extremely famous and almost everyone knew them. Dong. The third sound from the drum echoed across the area like a thunderous roar several times fiercer than before. It spread out for thousands of kilometers, and everyone's ears were filled with this thunderous roar. Their gazes all looked toward one place, and that place was the empty seat at the very top of the seating area on the east side of the square. After the third sound from the drum, everyone's minds were filled with its echo. The seat was still vacant, and the distinguished figure everyone was waiting for still hadn't appeared. Just at this moment, a man wearing gold armor walked out from the palace behind the square. He swept the area before finally placing his gaze on the square and shouting, "Demon generals, come out." His voice was like raging thunder as it echoed across the square. All of the gates opened and the various demon generals walked in. These demon generals all had cultivators following them. At this moment, everyone's gazes moved away from the empty seat and toward the demon generals. The Xian Vice Commander-in-Chief opened his eyes and looked at one person among the demon generals with indignation and let out a soft snort. The person he paid attention to was Wang Lin. Wang Lin, while walking behind Mo Lihai, raised his head to look at the Xian Vice Commander-in-Chief before withdrawing his gaze. Mo Lihai frowned as he looked at the empty seat in the distance and muttered to himself, "Strange, why isn't the Demon Emperor here yet?" As hundreds of demon generals walked through the Sky Demon Gate in 2 rows, powerful battle intent spread out from them and filled the area. The golden-armored man said, in a low voice, "Following the Emperor's order, the rule is the same as usual. It will be conducted by people challenging others." The golden-armored man then slowly said, "Those who are defeated can get their helper to come out, and at the same time, those who won can also retreat and let their helper take their place. Win both rounds and you move on. If it is a win and lose, both sides are disqualified. Also, anyone who wins once in this round can't challenge someone else." His voice wasn't loud, but it entered everyone's ears. Upon hearing this rule, Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. Although this rule seemed normal, there was a bloodbath hidden within. This bloodbath was in the fact that if you get 1 win and 1 loss, both sides are disqualified. As a result, everyone will do their best to win in this competition. Once you lose the first round, that means the person who lost has already been disqualified. The only thing they can do is get revenge by making the winner lose the second round so both are disqualified. This is not a competition, but a fight to the death. Wang Lin pondered. The golden-armored man spoke once more. There can be death in the competition, but it can't be the demon generals. Once a demon general has died, then the person who killed the demon general will be killed. Wang Lin frowned and coldly looked at the golden-armored man. Using the competition between demon generals and the slaughter between cultivators to gain a position. If one wants to obtain a position in the demon spirit land, they must be able to walk through the rain of blood. Wang Lin withdrew his gaze and silently pondered. "I will pick who starts." The man in golden armor pointed at someone with his right hand. The person he pointed at was a thin man. "Demon General Mu Yun, come out." The person pointed at by the golden-armored man stepped out and walked onto the square. He was wearing armor and was very thin. His eyes were sunken in and his face had a sickly, yellow color to it. He stood there motionless like an ancient pine tree. Mu Yun. This person can be considered top 30 among the demon generals. Rumor has it that he cultivates the 9 deaths 9 lives cultivation method, and that 300 years ago, he had already reached 5 deaths and 5 lives. The first person is so strong, the demon general competition this time is interesting. I wonder who will challenge him. It has to be said that the victor of the first match will attract the attention of the demon emperor. Although the demon emperor isn't here, the report will definitely be sent to him. If no one challenges him in 10 breaths of time, I'll appoint someone. After the golden-armored man spoke, he closed his eyes and no longer said anything. The thin demon general quietly stood there and time slowly passed by. After the fifth breath, a person among the demon generals came out. At the moment Xiao walked out, Demon General Mu Yun's eyes lit up. At the moment he appeared, many people in the crowd exclaimed, Xiao! Demon General Xiao! His cultivation can be considered top 3. I wonder if it's considered bullying for him to come out. I originally thought that Xiao's opponent should be Mo Lihai. 300 years ago, Mo Lihai left the first scar on Xiao's face. That was the biggest insult Xiao has suffered. Xiao's appearance can only be considered demonic. He walked up to the square and stopped 300 feet before Mu Yun, then he calmly said, Mu Yun, you are not my opponent. Stand down. Demon General Mu Yun revealed a smile. This smile combined with his looks looked like the smile of a corpse and gave off a very dark aura. Xiao. Mu Yun's right hand reached out and green gas came out from his fingers. There were sizzling sounds as 5 strands of green gas moved around his fingers like 5 snakes. 5 strands of life and death demonic energy. It looks like you have broken through to the realm of 7 deaths and 7 lives. Xiao looked at Mu Yun, then he shook his head and said, but it is still not enough. Mu Yun sneered as his right hand reached out. The 5 green snakes twisted and suddenly extended like crazy toward Xiao. As the 5 strands of green gas flew through the air, they created powerful gusts of wind. At the same time, a foul smell filled the air. Many of the surrounding demon generals narrowed their eyes, as they stared at the 5 strands of green gas, and their eyes were filled with shock. Xiao shook his head, but his body didn't move. He moved his right hand as he pointed with his index finger, then the middle finger, then the ring finger, and finally he pressed his palm forward. A diamond-shaped light suddenly flew out from Xiao's palm, and collided with Mu Yun's 5 strands of green gas. There was a series of explosions and a powerful force blew sand everywhere. The 5 strands of green gas were immediately destroyed by the diamond-shaped light. At the same time, the diamond-shaped light shot out at an inconceivable speed. It stopped just before Mu Yun's body and exploded. The force created by the explosion caused Mu Yun's face to immediately turn pale. He was forced back several steps and his eyes were filled with surprise. Xiao withdrew his right hand and calmly said, I said you aren't enough. Your helper can come out. Just as he finished speaking, the ground began to tremble and a person walked out from the crowd of demon generals. This person's body was huge, and he weighed at least hundreds of kilograms. His upper body was naked, and every step he took caused the ground to shake. He arrived before Xiao in 3 steps and grinned. Little doll, I, the giant spirit sect's esteemed Qianlui, am Demon General Mu Yun's helper. Wang Lin took a look at the fat man. The giant spirit sect was a big sect on planet Qianyun. It was similar to the giant demon sect that focused on raw power. The giant man let out a roar and took a step forward, then celestial spiritual energy came out from the pores in his body and turned into a mist. At this moment, he was hiding inside the mist as he slammed toward Xiao. The ground trembled as if there were tens of thousands of war horses galloping. The figure in the celestial mist moved quickly, and waves of chanting could be heard. Then a mysterious force suddenly surrounded the surrounding 1,000 feet area to create an imprisonment. There was also a fat person among the demon generals. He was wearing green and had a giant sword behind his back. He looked at the person as he muttered to himself, this person's current appearance is very similar to my sword spirit. Xiao let out a cold snort. He didn't even move as if he was rooted to the ground. He stretched out his right hand and quickly pointed at the void. Then his hand formed a cone and he stabbed forth. At the moment he pointed at the void, strands of demonic spiritual energy flew out from his body and fused with the cone he had formed with his fingers. At the moment the fat man arrived, Xiao's right hand stabbed forward. The cone created by his fingers broke through the celestial mist created by the fat man, like an angry dragon, and landed directly between the fat man's eyebrows. Xiao was too fast. The fat man let out a roar as the powerful impact from his body dissipated under the power of the cone. Then his expression changed and he immediately backed up. Bang! 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 As he backed up, the ground beneath him shattered. Then the fat man backed up 3 steps and crossed dozens of feet. With every step, blood and flesh would explode from his body. After taking 3 steps back, his entire body exploded into pieces of flesh that scattered all over the square. 5 thin threads came out from the pieces of flesh and fused with Xiao's body. There is no life and death battle between demon generals, but you foreigners are just here to be killed. Xiao withdrew his hand. He didn't even look at the flesh on the ground. Instead, his eyes became cold as he looked at Mo Lihai. Mo Lihai, do you dare to battle with me? After he said that, a burst of discussion came from the people watching. The simulation from the bloody scene had awakened everyone's spirits. Mo Lihai looked at Xiao and calmly said, I lost to Mo Fei, so I won't be joining the demon general competition. Xiao's eyes were filled with killing intent as he stared at Mo Lihai for a long time. Finally, his eyes moved away from Mo Lihai and to Wang Lin, and he grinned. You, come here and play with me. Wang Lin didn't even look at Xiao and calmly said, I'm not interested in a battle where I can't kill. Xiao let out a cold snort. The golden-armored man coldly looked at Wang Lin before shouting, Demon General Xiao, you have won this battle. According to the rules, you can't challenge anyone else this round. Xiao looked at Wang Lin and walked toward him. When he passed by Wang Lin, he whispered, Since Mo Lihai doesn't dare to fight, I'll kill you to vent my anger for back then. Wang Lin didn't even look at him, and his expression remained calm. The golden-armored man pointed at Wang Lin and said, You, come out. Wang Lin's expression was calm as he walked out and stood on the square. If no one challenges within 10 breaths of time, I'll appoint someone. After the golden-armored man finished speaking, he closed his eyes. A gentle breath flew past the square and blew away the dust, causing clothes to flap in the wind. Wang Lin's white robe flowed due to the wind, making him even more elegant. Standing on the square, Wang Lin looked up at the sky with a completely calm expression. It was as if everything before him didn't really matter, and he was just a passerby. Soft sounds of discussion came from the people watching as Wang Lin stepped onto the square. Mo Lihai isn't coming out, and although he is Mo Lihai's helper, it will be very difficult for him to achieve victory in the end. This person is very arrogant, but he didn't dare to accept Demon General Xiao's challenge. Ridiculous. As an outsider to our demon spirit land, it is best not to be too arrogant, or else the only path for you is death. It looks like this person still doesn't understand his place. As people debated, the Xian Vice Commander-in-Chief on the northern seating area let out a soft snort. There was one person sitting behind him. This person was middle-aged and was wearing blue armor. His appearance was very plain, but he gave off a sense of majesty. After this person heard the Xian Vice Commander-in-Chief's snort, he turned his head and asked, Xian Vice Commander-in-Chief, you know this person? Xian Vice Commander-in-Chief was gloomy as he shook his head and said, I don't know him. After pausing for a bit, he continued, but this person can definitely place top 3, maybe even number 1 would not be difficult. The middle-aged man was startled before turning his head to carefully look at Wang Lin and saying, this person's cultivation level is only at the cultivator's peak of the late stage of soul transformation. I'm afraid it won't be that easy for him to place first. Xian Vice Commander-in-Chief coldly snorted and said, Yellow Vice Commander-in-Chief, how about we make a bet? If that person doesn't place first, then I'll give you my Vice Heavenly Omen flag, but if that person gets first place, you will give me your Xian pill. The middle-aged man chuckled and said, Okay. I want to see what is so special about this person to make Xian Vice Commander-in-Chief so confident. The Xian Vice Commander-in-Chief sneered and thought to himself, if you had been seriously injured by him, you would be this confident too. Just at this moment, a person quickly walked out from among the demon generals. He was wearing an earth-colored suit of armor, and although he looked motionless, he quickly appeared within 1,000 feet of Wang Lin. I hope fellow colleague will be courteous and not fight with me for the position of challenger. This person's laughter filled the air. He was very proud and his laughter revealed his confidence. Demon General Aodi. I should have guessed he would appear in this battle. This person is only considered to be in the middle of the pack among demon generals, but he is extremely good at taking advantage of a good situation. Although he is a bit shameless at times, this opportunity is perfect. As long as he wins against this cultivator, that means he has beaten Mo Lahai. Also, since Mo Lahai can't fight, he only needs to win one battle to get past the first round. No wonder he is asking to be courteous. Demon General Aodi clasped his hands at everyone, then he looked at Wang Lin and smiled. It is best you concede now if you wish to live, otherwise, even if we are evenly matched, I still have a helper. After he said those words, many of those demon generals revealed expressions of watching a good show. However, a few of the demon generals had different expressions, and Mo Fei was one of them. Mo Fei quietly stood there as he coldly looked at Wang Lin with a calm expression. Wang Lin withdrew his gaze from looking at the sky. He glanced at Aodi before shaking his head and saying, "You aren't a match for me." Aodi was startled before letting out a mad laugh, then he leaped forward and laughed some more. "Arrogant person, let me see if you are qualified to be arrogant." After he spoke, he took a step and immediately disappeared without a trace. At the moment he disappeared, Wang Lin's expression didn't change at all, and he wasn't the least bit surprised. He raised his right foot and took a step forward. The ground shook violently. Waves of fluctuations spread out with Wang Lin's feet as the center, and a crazy amount of celestial spiritual energy spread out following the shockwaves. At this moment, it was as if the earth Wang Lin had stepped on was the magma from hell. With that step, the earth shattered and countless columns of magma shot into the sky. Each pillar of magma was like a red sword piercing the sky. Aodi was forced out from the ground 50 feet away from Wang Lin, and his eyes were filled with disbelief. This earth escape technique was used in cooperation with his life-linked demonic beast, so even if his enemy had used a spell to collapse the ground, it shouldn't have been this easy to force him out. In fact, he should have been able to change his strategy and attack from the side when Wang Lin used that spell. Also, the most important part was that this 10,000-foot square was filled with countless restrictions, so if one wanted to make the ground collapse, it was at least 10 times harder in here than it was outside. He was even moving around carefully while using the earth escape technique. When Shi Xiao was battling, he was carefully studying the best route to use. But at this moment, he didn't have much time to think. As he floated in the air, Wang Lin's gaze was like a sharp sword aimed directly at him. When he saw that gaze, his scalp suddenly went numb and a bad feeling appeared in his heart. He didn't hesitate to quickly back up, and his right hand quickly reached for his forehead. However, at this moment, Wang Lin took one step and immediately appeared before him. His hand was covered by a grey symbol as he grabbed Aodi's right hand. Aodi's expression changed greatly. Wang Lin's hand was like a pair of hot, iron tongs. He tried to break free, but was shocked when he found he couldn't. After letting out a low roar, he bit the tip of his tongue and shot a blood sword at Wang Lin. The moment this blood sword appeared, it released waves of demonic spiritual energy and turned into a dragon turtle. The dragon turtle let out a roar and tried to devour Wang Lin. Wang Lin's eyes were still calm. Before the blood sword even closed in on him, it was met with countless layers of life seals. After it passed through 800+ layers, the blood sword lost all its power. At the same time, Wang Lin injected celestial spiritual energy into Aodi's right hand. The celestial spiritual energy surged through Aodi's body and quickly destroyed all of the meridians in its path. Stop! Just at this moment, the man in golden armor responsible for the Demon General competition opened his eyes and revealed a cold gaze. Wang Lin's eyes lit up. Not only did he not stop, but he sent out even more celestial spiritual energy to destroy the already destroyed meridians once more. Then he let go and Aodi's body was thrown far away due to inertia. As Aodi flew through the air, there were sounds of explosions coming out from his body, and a large amount of blood mist burst out of his body. Pain, massive pain. This was the only feeling he felt. The demonic spiritual energy in his body resisted the celestial spiritual energy like crazy. The process of the two energies fighting it out made it feel like he was going through hell. The Xian vice commander-in-chief sucked in a breath of cold air. This scene reminded him of when he fought Wang Lin. Seeing Aodi was like seeing himself from back then. You dare. The golden-armored man reached into the sky and a golden light from the sun quickly gathered in his hand. The sunlight quickly condensed into a golden spear, and at this moment, it was as if he was holding the sun in his hand. Then he threw it at Wang Lin. Wang Lin didn't even look at the golden lance as he took a step and disappeared. He grabbed Aodi, who was in the air once more, and shook him violently. Aodi felt like he was hit by a powerful force, when a surge of energy entered his body through his right hand and caused a series of crackling sounds. All of his bones separated from his flesh before they shattered into pieces. The pain coming from all over his body now was several times more intense than when his meridians were destroyed. Wang Lin let go of his hand and Aodi fell to the ground, kicking up some dust on impact. Aodi no longer had a future, but he didn't die. After doing all of this, Wang Lin suddenly turned around and his hand formed a seal. Life seals began to gather at his right hand, and at this moment, the golden lance closed in. The power of this lance was extremely shocking. It seemed as if it would pierce the heavens. At the moment it was sent flying, Wang Lin felt that it had locked onto him. When it closed in, Wang Lin's eyes lit up like they did when he was deducing a restriction. He revealed a determined look as his palm hit the lance. This palm caused the lance to buzz, then he hit it once more with his other palm. Both palm hits were in different positions, and then he moved his body, causing the lance to pass by him. Wang Lin withdrew his right hand as he coldly looked at the man in golden armor and said, "What is the meaning of this, my lord? Do you intend to break the rules?" Although Wang Lin's expression was calm, he was extremely vigilant. That golden lance was very powerful. The golden-armored man gave Wang Lin a meaningful look before squeezing his right hand. The golden lance that passed by Wang Lin trembled as it shattered into specks of sunlight and disappeared. At this moment, the surroundings were extremely silent, and everyone was completely dumbfounded looking at this incredible scene. The people here couldn't believe that a demon general was just beaten like this by an outsider. Although he didn't die, all of his meridians and bones were shattered. A person like this was a waste. There was no way the demon emperor would be willing to give him the very precious sky demon pill, because even for a commander-in-chief, they would need countless exploits to get one. How could Aodi, a mere demon general, get this pill? If this Aodi had lost after a fierce battle, these people would be able to accept it, but this battle was decided in an instant. This moment shattered their pride as people of the demon spirit land. It has to be said that aside from very few occasions, a demon general had never been beaten into this state. As for one being beaten like this by a foreigner, this was the first time. Many surprised gazes that were also filled with killing intent gathered on Wang Lin. Sounds of heavy breathing came from the demon generals on the side of the square. Their gazes toward Wang Lin had completely changed. This video will end here.